It's another health transformation video along my journey. So back at the beginning of this month, I decided that I was sick of looking in the mirror and going, ugh, at how I looked. And I decided to document a bit of a health transformation, which included losing weight, but also getting an autoimmune condition that I have under control. And what I've realized is that when you resolve to lose weight, feel better, get healthier, build muscle, change a habit, do anything, it needs to be a lifestyle change, not just a short amount of time. It's easy, it's not easy, but it's easy to restrict your calories, change your diet, and lose weight. That's what it does. If you restrict yourself and follow a calorie intake meal plan, you will lose weight. The problem is that when you stop following that diet, that restrictive diet, it changes the outcome, and then you put the weight back on. So it needs to be a lifestyle choice. And so that's what I've been looking at with my health transformation is I self-soothe with chocolate a lot. And so I've had to almost change the way I look at it and make it not mean anything. You know, I don't look at chocolate and then say, oh my God, I've eaten this block of chocolate, that's 2 kilos I've just put on. I am just naming it for what it is. I've eaten a block of chocolate. I ate it because I was feeling sad, scared, worried, anxious, whatever, because I eat my feelings. And not make it mean that I'm going to put on weight or that I've ruined the day or that I'm, bad or terrible or that I'm anything really. Because what I'm working out as well is that your beliefs make up who you are, and your beliefs are how you live your life. There are the type of people who will say, I eat like a horse and I never put on any weight. And they're right. Then there are people who say, I only have to look at a chocolate cake and I put on 2 kilos. And they're right. And there's something really interesting about that second one, because I've heard that and I know that it's a belief some people have, which seems to be true. And so I looked into, well, how could that be true? Well, the research sort of shows that when you look at a chocolate cake and say, I only have to look at cake and I put on 2 kilos, you actually stress your body out, and cortisol retains weight. It helps you to put on weight. The stress hormone of cortisol helps you to hold on to and gain weight. And so you're almost conditioning your body with the belief of, I only have to look at cake and I put on weight. And your body goes, okay, because it takes that belief to be true. So whatever you believe is true. So that's been really interesting one as well. So I've been making it, not mean anything. Okay, I've eaten a block of chocolate because I felt such and such, I'll work on that. But it also doesn't have to mean that I'm going to put on, I'm going to be 2 kilos heavier on the scales. And so in the last I think it's been about a week since I made a video, it's been up and down. That I don't follow a diet because I can't sustain a meal plan long term. I eat how I want to nourish my body. I eat my feelings away when I choose to, but I'm aware of it, so I'm just being more aware of it. I move my body when I feel up to it. I don't lock in any, hour-long workouts or going to the gym because that doesn't work for me. And at 40 years old, I have to do what works for me and what fits in around me. Otherwise, the habit is never going to stick. So I really take on those mini habits of, well, I'll just do 5 minutes, or I'll just do 10 squats. I'll just meditate for 2 minutes or 5 minutes. And then if I do extra, I do extra. But if I don't, I've at least done something, and I'm okay with that. So I really just try and move those mini habits into my day, move when I do, move when I can, move when I think about it, and nourish my body in a way that feels right for me and feels like I can sustain long term. So like I said, the days have been up and down. On Mother's Day, I ate a box of chocolates that the kids had brought, and that's okay. It doesn't have to mean anything. I'm also looking into, those big periods of time where I was either diagnosed with a health condition or was being investigated for a health condition. I know that I was under extreme amounts of stress in that period of my life. And there's lots of research out there that shows how detrimental stress is on our bodies, on our immune system function, on our digestive function, on our body's ability to heal itself and repair itself, and just move through, all the systems and processes that it does. Stress impacts the body. And when it was about 18 months ago now, I think, I ended up with sort of a blemish on my eye. And then it just escalated to the point that an ophthalmologist said to me, "I think you've got eye cancer." And I just went, whoa. Well, I was under extreme, periods of stress in my life, in my work life and personal life. And so I look back and I think, well, no wonder my body created, a health trauma, because it was under so much stress. There was no way it was getting adequate time and space and rest to repair and heal itself. When I ended up actually that might have been about 2 years ago, because then it would have been 18 months ago, because then 12 months ago, I ended up in hospital having surgery. It's almost 12 months ago. Ended up in hospital having surgery and being told that I was in an active Crohn's disease flare. And I was absolutely under stress at work. I worked in child protection. I sat with people's trauma day in and day out, as well as trying to manage my own from things I'd been through that, were triggered by people I was working with and helping to support. And so it's absolutely no wonder that I ended up in hospital in an active flare, very, very unwell, because my body was under an extreme amount of pressure and stress. I was working myself to exhaustion. I wasn't looking after myself physically. I wasn't getting enough rest and sleep. I was just constantly in an overwhelming loop of negative thoughts and feelings, and that impacts your body. So stress, if you've got stress in your life, you have to try and remove it. And if it's not possible to remove, change the way you look at it. You have to do what you have to do in order to either remove the stress or be able to live with it in a way that doesn't impact you and affect you to the point of creating disease. And the other thing that I wanted to say is that it's really about how you feel about yourself too. When I look at my journey of why do I want to lose weight, it ultimately becomes because I want to look better. I want to, yes, feel better, but it becomes about I want to look better. And why? Because I want to look better to other people, which is an ego thing. I also have this belief that I need to look a certain way, be thin, healthy, fit, have flawless makeup skills, be able to do my hair, wear good clothes in order to be successful, which sounds like, a horrible belief, but it's a belief that many of us have, that, we only will deserve or be worthy of success or of this thing or of that thing if we were different or if we were a certain way. And I absolutely hold a belief that I would be, much more successful if I looked a certain way and acted a certain way and presented myself in a certain way. But at the end of the day, that's just not who I am. I don't know how to do my makeup. I don't know how to dress myself. When a lot of teenagers, friends my age, were going through that period of, really being creative around their hair and makeup and identity and, their personal style, I had a baby. I had a baby when I was 16. I absolutely just missed all that hair, makeup, clothes, fashion stage. And I have this belief that I have to have all that together in my adult life to be a successful adult. And it's just not who I am. So I'm, sort of changing my thoughts and feelings about myself, which I guess in turn is helping me to like myself more and accept myself more and be comfortable in my own skin, which is all this health transformation. It's not just about losing weight for me. I want to feel better. I want to look better, yes, but I want to feel okay within my own skin. And so that's where I am at the moment. Just some thoughts that I'd share along my health transformation journey. I don't know where my weight is at the moment. I haven't weighed myself, which is really different for me because I usually get really obsessed with the scales. And especially if I've got digital scales, even 200 and 300 grams difference can really mess me up. So I had to get rid of the digital scales and I had to consciously not buy another set of digital scales. So I haven't been on the scales. I've got an analog because I'm consciously trying not to obsess about my weight and actually what I weigh and focus more on how I feel and feeling better. And I feel a lot more rested lately. I feel a lot more peaceful with who I am and where I am. So I'm chalking that up as a win so far. So have a great day. You are significant because you are, and I love you because you exist.